Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to thank you for your time and the opportunity to do the presentation for your esteemed conference, The New Trends in Teaching English Language, Challenges and Solutions. So today, I'll be conducting a presentation on the vital topic of empowering tomorrow's leaders, teaching English in the digital age. As you can see, the presentation main sections are the changing landscape of English education, harnessing digital resources for English language instruction, cultivating digital literacy and language learning, overcoming challenges in digital English language instruction, and a special focus will be on the artificial intelligence in education. And I will end by the future of English language education in the digital age with a keys for future. The changing landscape of English education will be into two parts: evolution of English as a global language. And we all know that English is the language of global interaction, and also the internet and digital platforms accelerating the English language spread. And it's a language of education. The English's role in global competitiveness and higher education is very well known, and a language of science and research, as it's the primary language of the publishing and the academic activities. Also, it's used in various domains where English holds its way in the media, entertainment, tourism, and diplomacy. Despite its widespread use, the dominance of English as a global language is not without challenges. And the challenges relies on the efforts to promote linguistic diversity and preserve minority languages remain important in the face of the English dominance. In conclusion, English continues to play a central role in facilitating global communication, commerce, and cultural exchange. The second part is the impact of technology on language learning. And as you can see, here are several key ways in which technology has influenced language learning and teaching. The accessibility to learning resources, such as the online courses and the various applications, the interactive and immersive learning, the multimedia engagement for authentic experiences such as videos, podcasts, games, and virtual reality, the VR. Personalized learning, tailored experiences based on individual needs, collaborative learning and communication, connecting learners globally, and the blended learning, mobile learning, natural language processing, the NLP, the machine learning, diverse approaches, enhancing learning flexibility and effectiveness. and the distance learning and online education as a virtual courses fostering accessibility and flexibility. So, technology's transformative impact on language education offers greater accessibility, personalization, interactivity, and collaboration. As technology continues to evolve, it will likely play an increasingly important role in shaping the future of language education. Secondly, harnessing digital resources for English language instructions. I will tackle here the introduction of digital tools and the benefits of interactive multimedia resources and language learning applications as well. And it's quite clear that introducing a variety of digital tools and platforms tailored to enhance English language instructions. And just to name a few, the BBC Learning English, which is a free resources, including articles, videos, audio programs, quizzes for language practice is an example. Also, the popular Google Classroom, another example, as a learning management system for organizing courses, materials, and facilitating the communication. The Quizlet, the Kahoot, the Grammarly, and there are much more other tools that can facilitate the teaching of English language, and most of these facilities are free and offers a great chance to learners of English language. And there are also a lot of benefits of interactive multimedia resources and language learning applications. The engagement, because it does captures the learner's attention and motivation. The authenticity also, because it does provide exposure to the real world. The variety, it's quite clear it offers diverse activities related to different learning styles. The flexibility, the feedback and the progress tracking, also very important, where you can get it instantly. And the community and the collaboration, because it does facilitate the interaction with native speakers as well as an important issue in learning proper accent and the proper related language issues. And the motivation and accountability. And also the accessibility and affordability. Overall, interactive multimedia resources, language learning applications, and online communities offer numerous benefits for language practices, and including the engagement, the authenticity, the variety, the flexibility, the feedback, process tracking, the community and collaboration, the motivation and accountability and accessibility and affordability as well, which is very important. By leveraging these resources, language learners can enhance their language skills and achieve their learning goals more effectively and more efficiently. The third point is cultivating digital literacy in language learning by accessing resources, especially the digital literacy aids in navigating diverse online resources for language learners, communication and collaboration again, facilitating the interaction with the global communities, the multimedia learning, engaging with multimedia content, which enriches the language's acquisition by providing authentic context and diverse inputs, and the critical thinking with digital literacy that equips learners with skills to evaluate information criticality, discerning credible sources amidst the fast digital content. The creation and expression is also empowering the learners to produce and share the content. The adaptability and lifelong learning also enables the learner to adapt to technological advancement, which is very, very important teaching and learning skill, and to be a global citizenship by facilitating the cross-cultural communications. In conclusion, digital literacy is vital for maximizing language learning potential, enabling access to resources, effective communication, critical evaluation, creative expression, adaptability, and global engagement. By integrating digital literacy into the English curriculum, educators empower students with critical thinking, with better communication, and much, much better collaboration skills, which we feel it's crucial for navigating the complexities during the digital age. How to overcome the challenges in digital English language instruction. I will address the common challenges in implementing the digital English language instructions that can be faced and be challenges and barriers which educators and institutions need to address effectively. And here are some common challenges, like the access to technology and infrastructure. And this can be overcome by providing learner devices to establish computer labs with internet access, partner with local organizations to offer free Wi-Fi and hotspots, for example, explore offline access options for digital content. The other challenge is the digital literacy skills. And in this case, we need to offer training sessions and provide instructional resources, incorporate the digital literacy skills development into the curriculum as well, and provide step-by-step guides and tutorials for navigating digital platforms. The equity and inclusion needs to conduct an assessment to identify the students who needs additional support and collaborate with the community organizations and secure some funding for the technology and implement equity strategies like the scholarships or alternative learning options. All these are ways to overcome the equity and inclusion challenge. The teacher training and support, very, very vital point here, because we have to offer the CPDs, the continuous professional development opportunities and the online courses for the teachers, and also establish peer monitoring programs for digital teaching methods, and create resources and best practice for the educators. This is vital, as I said, in teaching during the digital economy and the digital age. The quality of online content and resources is also another crucial point, because the high quality online resources have to be aligned with the curriculum standard. And also we need to provide guidance for selecting and evaluating these contents, and encourage also the collaboration among the educators to share such resources. The student engagements and motivation is very, very important, especially with the online learning and the distance learning. This is a big issue. So we have to design interactive and engaging online learning activities and incorporate the multimedia as well, and offer the student the choice and autonomy in learning activities. Assessment and evaluation, another thing which have to be utilizing the digital assessment tools such as online quizzes, portfolios, assignment, and essays, and so on. And we have to implement formative assessment to monitor the student progress, and also aligning the assessments with the learning objectives. The privacy and security concerns is a big concern for all the education institutions and the educators as well. So again, we need a comprehensive training program to enhance the digital literacy skills and provide ongoing support and monitoring for the educators, and foster the culture of continuous learning and innovation. This is very, very important in the digital teaching. And there's always the cultural and linguistic consideration. It's always there. And we have to ensure the digital materials are relevant from cultural point of view, and provide opportunities for students to share their cultural experience will be very, very important in this regards. Now I will give a special focus for the artificial intelligence, the AI, in education. And I will start with statistics, because the statistics for me is very, very important to make you rethink how to teach the English language in 2024 and after. And I'll show you the conclusion of the statistics, which clarify that in the next 3 years, over 47% of learning management tools will be powered by AI, artificial intelligence. Also, the research shows that 20 to 40% of the current workload of teachers can be automated using current technology. An AI-enabled chatbot can respond to a student's questions in a mere 2.7 seconds, which is amazing. The global market value of artificial intelligence in education surpassed $2 million in 2021, and now it's much higher. And the global market value of the AI in education is expected to grow by over 45% compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, between 2022 and 2030, which is a huge percentage. Obviously, Canada held the highest market share in AI in education solutions in 2021. Natural language processing, the NLP, held the highest market share in AI in education in 2021. And an AI-powered chatbot answered 91% of student questions correctly at a university in Spain, which is amazing percentage. And these conclusions and the statistics being drawn from 20 detailed statistics, 9 of them related to the general AI in education statistics, as you can see, by Data Missions, McKinsey and Company, Educate, Empower, Inspire, which is the EEI company. And other statistics related to the global value of artificial intelligence in education, and this is mainly by global market insight. As you can see, how Canada held the highest market share. Germany, they use the deep learning technology in education, is expected to grow around 50% until 2030. In the UK, for example, where I am presenting my presentation from, because I'm in the UK settling right now. So here in UK, around 50% of the market share of AI in education in 2021 came from the higher education sector. And by 2030, the artificial intelligence in education in North America is expected to generate $40 billion in revenue. Again, the intelligent tutoring system in China is expected to grow by 55% through 2030. And by 2030, AI in education will generate a revenue of more than 25 billion in the Asia Pacific. And the NLP held the highest market share in AI in education, as I mentioned earlier. So here are another 9 statistics, and there are 2 examples of artificial intelligence in education. A study conducted by the University of Murcia in Spain shows that an AI-powered chatbot was able to correctly answer student questions over 90% of the time, which is amazing. And this is published by Fierce Education. And number 20, the AI-powered grading tool, Gradescope, reported a 70% decrease in time spent by educators on grading assignment, and this is again by Data Mission Systems on Corporation. So I concluded in the beginning few points being extracted from 20 important statistics regarding the use of the artificial intelligence in education. And because it's a hot subject and very, very important issue in future education, here in the UK, we published, or the British Council published, 2 publications: the Artificial Intelligence and English Language Teaching, which is preparing for future, and prepares the teachers for future and how to incorporate the artificial intelligence in education. And this 47 pages publication is in 3 parts. In part 1, talking about the background, what the literature says. And in part 2, discussing surveys, what teachers say. And in part 3, the interviews, what our key witnesses says. And the other or second publication, which is a 23 pages publication titled Artificial Intelligence and English Language Teaching, a Systematic Literature Review. And I advise you all to thoroughly read these 2 guides, as they rely on an updated literature review, interviews, and the statistics that are very useful and inspire many research ideas in your field of specialization. And as I said, in UK, they realize the importance of this and the rise of conversational artificial intelligence, and it's been exemplified by technologies like the ChatGPT and the GPT-4, which has sparked widespread discussion on AI's impact across all sectors since late 2022. Also, the UNESCO in 2023 acknowledges that these emerging technologies present both immediate and long-term opportunities and challenges, and the risk to education systems worldwide. That's why I focused a lot on this issue, and I mentioned a very useful publications, UK publications for you. And despite the availability of resources for teachers on using AI tools in classrooms, there's a need for deeper engagement with the opportunities, issues, and challenges posed by artificial intelligence, particularly in English language teaching and learning. And commissioned by the British Council, these publications aim to contribute to emerging research on the impact of artificial intelligence on the English language teaching within the education systems. So this is what our expert here in the United Kingdom in technology and education are advising us to do. And I repeat, it's a very, very important document for you all. The future of English language education in the digital age, as we mentioned before, there is personalized learning, immersive and interactive learning. The game-based learning is very, very important. The digital assessment and feedback tools are very, very handy and very useful. And all these points we discussed and envisioning the future of English teaching, also the emerging trends and innovations in the adaptive learning technologies, the multimedia, the blended learning, the continuous professional development, the student-centered approaches, the cultural issues is all being discussed and are very, very important, and you have to be very serious and work with it as soon as possible. I will not finish with conclusions. I would prefer calling it keys for a future. Teaching English in the digital age offers both challenges and opportunities, and by embracing innovative technologies and fostering personalized learning, we can empower students for success. So let's embark on this journey together and equip the next generation with the skill they need to thrive. Thanks a lot for listening. And usually I finish all my presentations with quote. And my quote for today is for Jennifer Fleming, Associate Professor in California State University. And I like this quote, which says that teaching in the internet age means we must teach tomorrow's skills today. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish you all the best and all the success for your conference. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.